because we all just sat here for like 5 minutes trying to decipher which day we went where, because honestly, it was a whirlwind of a trip. We hit so many spots, and we had no drinks at all during this time.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So
we're having our dry out after that.
Exactly.
Best Mexican food, though.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
thank you. Thank God for Lee.
I can't remember the name of the place. So really good Mexican food.
We started our day at Krupp Brothers.
Yes.
And that is also like gives you Tuscany, you know, Italy vibes. Very beautiful,
Oh,
very beautiful. You get to do a long drive in, very scenic, and then I mean, right off the bat.
Our host Nikki was, I mean, I can remember.
Loved her,
but she was amazing, so knowledgeable. She walked us around some of the vineyards a little bit. We got to see where the otters hang out, you know, or was it wild beaver?
I'm going with otters.
I thought it was otters. Yeah. Okay, so so it was just absolutely gorgeous. We got to see, you know, the barrel room. We did this beautiful tasting. We had a charcuterie with it, and it was paired with the tasting.
It was fun.
Your husband thought it was the best Chardonnay he's ever
He did. That and the doctor.
The doctor.
That's his new favorite red.
So good.
Yeah.
But once again, I mean, they had, and their charcuterie a little bit different. They had like the chocolate truffles, and they had different cheeses to go with different wines.
Yeah.
And she walked us through everything. So nice.
So
I mean,
nice. We can't talk enough about it, which we will be in a few minutes because we did get to film there.
Yeah.
And then from there we went to BV Vineyards, which Boulet Vineyards.
But we did lunch.
We did lunch.
And I wish. Okay, we will figure out the name. I will figure out the name of this place. It was a hole in the wall. Basically, we were searching for a place to eat. We were all craving Mexican food, and this little tiny place, just off the side of the road.
Well,
little mom and pop shop.
We had tried to go to this one Mexican restaurant where because we all wanted Mexican food, and they said it was like 5-star or something, but it was closed down. And so this happened to be like the nearest one, and we popped in.
Lucked out, man. Great,
it was
awesome. So good.
It was Mexican, and then there was
Asian food.
Asian food, this fusion thing happening, which was really funky but so delicious.
It was so delicious. I loved it. And just sometimes the best places you eat are a little hole in the walls,
right? But you find last
funky but good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And from there, after having good full bellies, we were ready to start drinking again. So we went off to BV.
And that was beautiful. They treated us very well there. We got to try some of the wines that normally you really don't get to try, like the Georges Latour and the Tapestry, which they really treated us well. They have a wonderful gift shop. I will say we really didn't see a lot.
They did have a large gift shop,
but their gifts were like eclectic, weird things were made out of wine barrels. I just
the watch. Donald got a watch made out of wine and food safes.
It was just really cool, and again, it was a beautiful, beautiful place. They are under some construction, so we were in one side, but there was like 2 sides, and it's
and it was smaller out of some of the vineyards we went to. So, but still great. Good wine, good people.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't think you're going to see any complaints in these videos because we did have a good time.
No.
How did we end our day?
Brandy.
That day? Yes.
Remember?
Okay, so then the guys actually pulled a switch on us and they were like, we're going to plan the next place. And none of us gals knew where we were going. And we ended up drinking spirits, which I actually came home with 3 bottles of, I went to Napa, came home with 3 bottles of Brandy. How does that work out? We did take some great footage there. Probably, I assume that's going to be a long shot. Good luck, Lee. But it was called the California Brandy House.
Okay.
Or Napa Valley Brandy House.
Napa Valley Brandy.
Yes, Napa Valley Brandy House. And they were so nice. And we really lucked out because we walked in there and we told them, hey, we do a wine vlog, this, that, and the other. But I got to talking about cocktails. This guy is never the owner, I'm assuming. He's not there often, and he happened to be there. And he just wined and dined us.
Yeah.
He was fantastic, and he gave us so much information overload. Let us try products. Let me buy a bottle that's not being released until March. Thank you. And they were just so incredible. Nice. And it was kind of a nice. I love wine. Do not get me wrong. It was nice to switch up.
Well, it is wine. Brandy's making.
Yes, I think it was a good. It was a good.
But that's all right.
Random pop by. We didn't plan.
We didn't plan it. It was wonderful, and it's that downtown Napa, which of course then what do? You go shopping.
You eat.
Go
They-
eat.
we
went to
ate.
the Ox Market.
We actually that night we went to the Italian
Right.
restaurant right down on Main Street.
Yeah.
But downtown Napa was great. I mean, there is, like you said, the Ox Market. There's so many shops, stores. You could
Our
spend
tasting room.
You
So
could spend a whole day there.
if you can't get a reservation, like Krupp Brothers I saw did have a tasting room down there. So if you can't get the reservation at the winery, you can at least go to the tasting rooms and try.
And they have tons of tasting rooms down there. I think I saw like at least 4 or
there's
5.
tons. So if you absolutely cannot make the drive into all these different wineries and you just want to do some tastings, you can just do the downtown area.
Or a
and save some
tasting
time.
and shopping day. Highly
Right.
recommend.
Exactly.
And yes, that Italian food,
Oh, that was delicious.
5-star, yum.
Yes. Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think we needed some carbs that night. So
Yeah.
good move.
After the break.
Good move. Well, that was our recap of day 2. Hope
Day
you
2.
guys enjoyed the footage.
So we are at Krupp Brothers. We're having another wonderful day here in Napa. This is day 2 for us.
Yes.
And Krupp Brothers could not be better for this. I mean, this is an amazing.
Well, the hospitality here
The
is
hospitality
off the
has
charts, my
been
word.
truly amazing.
Yes.
We did want to talk about the fact that a lot of these wines that are completely fantastic are not going to be available. They're very limited. So if you do get a chance, or if you can order them from the winery, I hate to say it because I'm a distributor, but they're not going to be available through your distributor because of climate change, because of the fires.
Right.
There's been flooding. It's just a lot of different things. And some of these wines that we got to taste today will not be available, mass produced rather.
And as you can see, clearly we had a
Look
good
at our dead
time.
soldiers.
We had
There's
a
lot.
good time, and all of these, I have to say, and we've said this quite some time, you know, these are great wines. We all know that. It is smooth. I'm not a Chardonnay person at all, and hot damn, I might be today after,
That was
after
that's
today.
an amazing Chardonnay.
But here's what's cool. This is not just about the wine, it's about the story. And the story of this place is just incredible. I mean, the fact that, let's talk about the fact that one of these guys still is a doctor.
Yeah.
And chose wine. Now that's my type of medicine.
The doctor named up there. But you know,
Every
chose
little
to-
piece
yeah.
of this place has such history and the story, which I think we should get into at some point.
But
It is
also the diviner that we were just talking about a little bit ago, they had a hard time finding water. There was no water. They were being told there was no water, and he bought the property, but he had found water.
Yes.
Using a diviner, which is
But on that is the fact that so many people tried to find water.
Yes,
So
so
many.
many.
And I want to stress that because people basically gave up hope on this
Yeah.
land, and this guy was so determined to go, you know what? Jan's like, oh, we're gonna find it. We can
We're
do
gonna
this. I
find
have faith. And this water, Wiccan came out and boom.
Yeah.
After saying so many negatives, we had a positive, and thank God, because look what we have now.
well, we are enjoying the Syrah right now, which is also another good history. Michel Chacoutier giving the advice of going ahead and planting Syrah on this property, which people said Cab would be the best. And I got to tell you, this is some of the best Syrah I've ever
It
had.
is phenomenal. And what I will say too is, we were talking earlier about how this is a race among champions. Every single one of these wines is phenomenal. They're phenomenal not just to drink a glass by itself, but amazing with
Well,
food.
pair.
And I'm all
We-
about the food and the wine pairing.
We had a
and
lovely
so-
charcuterie with it, that each cheese represented something to bring out something in each wine. And it was amazing. I think that was,
So
again,
listen, there is
truffles.
nothing wrong. Prepare that charcuterie because like I said, my first sip was incredible, but then you try a food, truffle, whether that's the dry blueberries, the nuts, the salami, whatever it is, and then you take that second sip, it's totally different.
And there's such a unique terroir involved in these wines. This was a struggle from day one, and
But
the
best vines.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
Exactly, and they produced phenomenal wines, and so you tasted in every single one of these bottles.
And as we were saying with climate change, one of the things to come out of the climate change and fires and floods and all the kinds of other issues that are going on with the weather, the vines that do make it are phenomenal.
Right.
Yes.
But they're limited.
Yeah.
So
Let the strong
you're
survive.
You're gonna pay some money. But if you are somebody that does not mind, shelling out a couple, $100, $200 for a bottle, this is
That's a good point though,
some
Nikki,
wine.
because they're amazing wines, but at a pretty amazing price point too. I mean,
The price point here is great.
Well, let's be honest, they're not inexpensive.
No.
But they are up there as good or better than some wines that we have tasted at a much higher price point.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
And-
totally agree with that, and
yeah.
I think this is that comfortable medium, right? So you know, a lot of us, and let's be honest here, we like to go to the liquor store and hit that $20 bottle because, well, we probably drink a lot and it's cheap, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's not.
However, you should treat yourself to some of these
Yes.
wines, and this price point I'm looking at today, I think is great. I think it's great, and I think it's something that's that middle ground for people that you're not breaking the bank, you're not hurting your monthly bills, but you're also able to enjoy a very good wine. You know, it's the best of both worlds. You're not spending $675, but hey, you can get a great Chardonnay for $65, and it's phenomenal.
And so maybe it's not something you have, you know, on Tuesday night with, you know, chicken, but it's a
you
great,
might
like,
have on a sassy
That's right.
Saturday.
Sassy Saturday, have some friends over, you know, do something, a little wild boar ragu with pappardelle.
Yes, casual,
totally
when I'm
cash.
having you over, you're cooking,
Who
I'll
isn't
buy.
having wild boar? Yeah, or, you know, it could be your anniversary coming up soon and you want something a little extra
Exactly.
special.
Yeah, if you had an anniversry coming up and somebody wanted somebody to buy something special, this might be
Donald
it.
went right there.
I'm
We
just saying.
More to come on that in a couple of days.
If only you could see Donald's face right now.
All right, we're going to finish off these reds.
Yes, and honestly,
you-
I have 4 bottles sitting in front of me. So on that, you guys need to like,
subscribe,
share.
and we'll see you in the next winery.
cheers.
Dance 2, 3. The ways you change
So we're here at BV Vineyards, which is also Beaulieu.
Beaulieu.
Beaulieu
Vineyard.
Beaulieu. I always butcher this one, but it means beautiful
BV.
valley. That I know. And it is one of the oldest winery in Napa Valley. This is a very historic winery. He said 1900s.
Oh wow.
Kept going straight through Prohibition. They produced sacramental wine. Sacramental and medicinal alcohols were allowed to be produced during Prohibition by the United States government. Other than that, not so much.
So basically, this cures the common cold.
Yes. It also is great for singing in the rain, which is playing in the background. Sorry, it's very loud, but
Enjoy.
it's just a good time. But this is these are the Latours, like the famous French Bordeaux Latours. This is their property here that they purchased. This was to help save the vines when they had the. So sorry, I keep getting distracted by the music. But it was to help save the vines. They used the American roots to help with the virus that was going on in Europe.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
And these guys sold
We-
grapes to a ton of other wineries and continue to, I believe.
They do.
right? Yeah.
They do. Yep.
So big names you've heard of, these grapes are in it.
Yes, and we are working through 5 wines
Right,
today.
this
We
is
are
only
on number 2, so we will have to report back to you later on to give you the rest of the scoop on how everything tastes. But so far, so good. How about we take a little break and we
finish
will
the
chat
other two?
soon?
The other 3.
Hopefully the other 4. Just kidding. Cheers. Okay, so we are in BV, and one thing we have to discuss are the glassware. So Lee, come on, get a close look of this bad boy. Here's what's great, is it not only fits an entire bottle of wine, which is important, but it's also a decanter, and it's only made for BV. They get it specifically crafted.
Where the decanter is. This portion here helps it air.
Yes.
Without
and we can
splashing.
swish. And it's
Specifically designed by Riedel for these guys.
yes, and you cannot get these on Amazon. You can't even buy them here. It is just specifically a on-premise.
And when they're gone, they're gone.
Right?
And
they're gone.
they have let us taste George Latour, not just 18 but 17. So we got to side by side vintage, little mini vertical. beautiful. Plus we tasted Tapestry and
Yes.
amazing wines.
I love the Tapestry, really good.
Big historic vineyard, and I do encourage people to come and try this.
Yes, absolutely. I also think I'm at the point where I didn't need to wear lipstick at all today because I think my lips are red after today.
Yes,
It's
I agree.
fantastic. I think the last few were my favorite. I don't know about y'all, but
I do too. I think the last few, and I'm just going to say that this is a very open vineyard to taste. Like if you did not make a reservation, you can probably get in here because they're a little bit more open to let you taste. Whereas Krupp Brothers, you really have to make a reservation.
Yeah.
But
And we will definitely have some footage for you on the outside and inside.
Yes.
This place is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
We had a private room. They also still have a look at this bar. First off, as a
Take a look at
mixologist,
this.
this bar is incredible. This is a small bottle of wine they offer here.
so tiny.
Compared to, yes, there you go. Look at that beautiful wine.
But a great stop on your Napa Valley tour. Highly recommend. And I honestly think my favorite part is that makes it different than everywhere else we've been. Yes, the wine is good. Most of Napa Valley has been, but this wine glass is really cool. It's very
It is.
eclectic, and that's
It
something
is.
you can't find at every winery. So that's a fun little tip today. What do you
It
think,
is,
ladies?
and we will hopefully, we're going to try to sneak into a few wineries, so hopefully
Yeah, we are.
we'll have more for today's content, but otherwise this is a beautiful winery and we do encourage it, so cheers.
So,
tell us
yeah, so I'll give you a quick rundown on just like tasting spirits. I know you've done it before, but like since we're in wine country, I've got to like, I like to tell people about tasting spirits here because, you know, when you're coming from wine tastings, like, there's three things that are like the main things to know here. One, you don't need to swirl the glass vigorously like you do with a wine glass. It's higher proof. It's already aerating itself.
Right.
Like I could smell before I took my mask off. Well, so, okay, so we're doing a spirits tasting, right? So one, you don't need to. What I suggest really is to roll the glass just to get the inside coated. You don't need to swirl to open it up. That's it. Two, when you go to taste,
Far left.
when you go to smell, like just kind of like start here and kind of bring it up. I mean, you're already smelling, so but I say to like kind of bring it up. And then go around the nose with your mouth open and mouth closed as you smell, because you're gonna get different aromas.
Right.
And then three, when you go to taste, it's probably the most important part. Small sip, swish around the palate for a few moments, swallow, leave some in the glass. Because the thing is, like when you taste these and you go through, you know, a lot of times when we go to do wine tastings, you know, a lot of times we go to places that will give us like 5 Cabernets in a row. And especially, it's partially COVID, partially just some people trying to show, you get one glass and then you have to finish it or dump it. I always finish it out of respect for the winemaker. The thing is, leave some in each glass so you can go back and forth and compare and contrast. Because not only will you want to do that, because they do differ quite a bit, they also, since they're based on wine, distillates, they actually kind of act like wine. They actually open up like wine does. They kind of decant over time, much more than a whiskey does, in my opinion. So what will happen is like some of the fruit's going to change, the oak is going to become more pronounced. So it's nice to leave some in each glass so you can go back and revisit.
So do y'all taste blueberry in this one? Because I totally
I'm
do.
an apple.
What? Apple?
Apple.
I got
Yeah.
blueberry. All right, we flew all the way to California. You guys were craving wine. I was craving spirits. So here we are at our Brandy house in Napa Valley, and we have Damon, our main man over here. But please, Damon, your products are incredible, and I don't just say that. I've been to Kentucky, I've been to Brandy houses. This
This is
shit
amazing
good. I
stuff.
don't
This
care, I'm
is
saying.
amazing.
And how can we get your stuff?
Yeah, so you can go to CaliforniaBrandyHouse.com. That's
Okay.
the website for the Brandy House, but you can also go to barrelroom.com and reservebar.com to order online.
So Reserve Bar or Barrelroom.com.
And I'll say some of this is extremely rare and it doesn't always, something sells out, it's not available.
Oh,
but
yeah.
just keep trying because you said it will come back.
We haven't even tasted all the rare stuff yet.
Oh, we haven't even.
You might want to put it another
Excuse
day.
me, I'm moving it. So you guys will never see me in Maryland again. I'm actually moving in. Damon has a spot in the back, so just so you know. This place
really
is so incredible, seriously, and it is good. So if you do want to try a product, if you're in Napa, stop by. Hospitality's great. Place looks incredible. We're gonna have some pictures. Highly recommend stopping in for a tasting.
Right.
Come
Come see Damon, say hello.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think people think just come to Napa for wine. But
Well,
Yeah,
there's
we're-
so
Yeah.
much more,
We're the
right?
only spirits tasting room in downtown.
Are you really? Okay.
Yeah,
But
so
it
it's
is
funny
gorgeous.
because like a lot of people come to Napa obviously for the wine,
Of course.
but this is a really nice refresher for a lot of people to.
I am very
But this is
impressed.
wine, just so you know.
It
Brandy
used to be
is
wine,
right?
but we perfected
But
it.
then they.
Oh, there it is.
is.
But thank you so much for having us
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
And
appreciate
I
it.
can't recommend this place enough. If it's not the atmosphere and the employees there, everybody here is incredible and they make you feel at home.
And we had a great time and we learned so much.
Honestly, you are filled with information. So cheers. Thank you so much, ladies. Cheers. Hey.